Yeah, y'all. So what we thought was going to be the brawl for it all ends up not being a brawl at all. That's right, y'all. The Jake Paul Gervonta Davis exhibition fight that was scheduled for November the 14th at Kaseya Center in Miami has been canceled. The decision comes just days after Davis was accused in a civil lawsuit filed by ex-girlfriend Courtney Rossel of battery, aggravated battery, false imprisonment, kidnapping, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. God damn, y'all. That's crazy, right?
Y'all just don't want to believe
Keep it locked right here, man. Y'all know how we do it, man. We're going to do a deep dive in this story and find out if it's going to be a replacement fight or something like that, because we did want to see some good scrapping next week, so the boys done messed it up, man. Y'all keep it locked, man. Straight Shoota Podcast, baby. Let's rock. All right, y'all. So the highly anticipated Davis-Paul exhibition was slated to headline a fight card on Netflix and had drawn significant attention because of the weight disparity between the two fighters. Now, we all know Tank Davis is a smaller fighter than Jake Paul, but, you know, when you're a fighter, you just man up, get in the ring, handle your business. So it was already getting a whole bunch of traction off of that. Davis is 30-0-1, 28 KOs. Is the current WBA 135-pound champion and one of the biggest stars in boxing. Let's just keep it real, you know what I'm saying? Got to give Tank Davis his props. Yeah, the man stays in and out of domestic trouble or stuff like that in and out of the ring, but he is I ain't gonna say box office draw, but he's a draw. He gets attention from the streets. Jake Paul is the bigger media draw, so we're gonna run it back one more time for Jake Paul. They can hate on Jake Paul all they want. He got 1 L. He's 12-1-7, 7 KOs. Yeah, he's been knocking out a bunch of tomato cans or fighters past their prime. But to come straight in the game from YouTube with no amateur background, no real fighting experience, and out there busting heads, you gotta respect the man that's gonna go in there and do his thug thizzle. So I gotta take my hat off to him and his brother for that. He's significantly taller. And last competed as a 200-pound cruiserweight. So now y'all know it's disparities now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, you know, fighters might have to lose 20 pounds for a fight or gain weight for a fight. It just all depends on how they walk around. It's easier, well, I ain't gonna say easier, but to come up is a lot different than coming down. Coming down to drain you a lot, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to lose the weight too. But anyway, the fight was called off after the latest lawsuit in a long list of legal issues for Gervonta Davis. I'm talking about, man, this brother stay in and out of some mess. Like, y'all know I'm telling the truth. I ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying, knock the man, kick the man while he's down, nothing like that. But, you know, we all know it's true. He's staying in some trouble. So after all this stuff popped up, they basically called it off. Now, in August, a domestic violence case filed against Davis by the mother of two of his 3 children was dropped. And he has had numerous run-ins with the law, like I said, over the years, including charges related to domestic violence, fleeing the scene of a car accident. You know, he just doing petty stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we'll keep it real. Several of his cases have been dropped, but he was sentenced to a 90-day house arrest and 3 years of probation for a 2023 hit-and-run chase in Baltimore. So like I said, man, he just out here probably, you know, puffing the little trees and, you know, just doing little silly shit to, you know what I'm saying, just get in trouble or just show he's still down. Let's just say that. So, you know, after the latest news dropped, there's been a whole bunch of people, you know, stepping up to the plate, saying they're trying to get at him, you know what I'm saying, Francis, how you say his name, but the guy that was out there, the former UFC guy, he ain't afraid to get out there and scrap with something, because he had a boxing match. Well, how long ago was that? Y'all put it in the comments, but y'all know who I'm talking about. The Francis guy, when he went from UFC to boxing, and he put the beats on somebody. So, you know, and they saying that they've reached out to Ryan Garcia, Andre Ward, and Nate Diaz. Now, I don't think Andre Ward go get up off the bench and jump back out there for Jake Paul. Now, I do think he could still put that pressure on him, but you know, layoff is layoff, man. That's just like football. You don't play football for a couple of years, think you're going to run across the middle of that field and catch that slant. No, won't happen. Put it in the comments. Y'all show me or tell me somebody who's seen or done different, and I believe it. But until then, no. So I wonder who is there. Let's see. So Jake Paul is like a cruiserweight, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm trying to think. Like Jake Paul, he could probably weigh in at a good anywhere between, I'd say 180 and 200, and he'll be straight, right? But it's like, you know, who can we get to fill in, you know what I'm saying, for good old Jake? You know what I'm saying? Because like right now, I mean not Jake, but Gervonta, that fight was already, you know what I'm saying, uneven. And then let me show y'all, man. Jake went off now. Jake got hot. After they called the fight, Jake kind of just started getting at Gervonta. You know what I'm saying? I got the thread rolling for y'all, but he was calling him a woman beater and, you know what I'm saying? All kind of.
You see where I'm from, you don't do that.
Talking big jazz, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, Jake Paul is a mastermind promoter. Jake Paul thinking about that paper. You understand? Jake Paul thinking like, damn, this dude done messed up the paper. And you know, y'all still backing him. You know, shout out to Fight Hype. Fight Hype, that's where I go to for a lot of, I'm an avid boxing fan. I've done taekwondo in my life. I love all contact sports. You know what I'm saying? I play basketball and stuff like that, but I like contact. You know what I'm saying? Me, you, let's do it. So, you know, like I said, Jake Paul, he gonna be straight. Somebody gonna run in to try to catch that cash cow money or get aired out. Like, look at that size disparity. Y'all put it in the cut. Now, they acting right there, because if they really want to get out, they can get out, man. And then, you know, Gervonta southpaw. So that's why he been dropping a bunch of people. It's always complications most of the time when you get a southpaw and a right-handed person. Sometimes it's a lot of headbutts because, look, both of their lead hand is right in the front. You know what I'm saying? First thing they teach you in the fight game, you know what I'm saying? You gotta look at that front leg. You gotta get outside that foot. That way they in your pocket. If you on the inside of that foot, you in his pocket. And it's hard to do when you a southpaw. You know what I'm saying? Y'all better listen to me, man. Put it in the comments. I know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Just the older you get, you trade in the slap for the, you know, that's how it works. That's how it works. Now look at them. They over there barking. You know what I'm saying? Doing what they do. That's what fighters do. They bark. You know what I'm saying? That's the press conference. You got to sell the fight. You seen how the push was fake, but let's be real. Like, that's like a 50-pound size difference. And on top of the 50-pound size difference, that's like six inches of height. What was Gervonta? About 5'6", 5'7"? Jake Paul, like 6 foot? Come on, man. Now, you know, y'all just look at that right there. Y'all tell me what y'all think, man. Y'all think Gervonta had a chance? Y'all think, or do y'all think they get out? I mean, you know, fighters have a different temperament, man. When you train to fight, it don't matter who it is. You're gonna go out there and fight. You know what I'm saying? But I don't, you know, man. I forgot this dude's name. He used to always be on Friday Night Fights. He was a good little fighter, man. Little short dude. You know what I'm saying? But he would always go out there and give a show. And rest in peace, Paul the Punisher Williams. He got a hold of him one night on Friday Night Fights as he was elevating. I missed that, man. ESPN, y'all did one to us with that. Y'all got to bring that back because, yeah, Friday Night Fights used to be how you could see all the upcoming boxers before they start hitting. That's when HBO and Showtime was still showing the fight. See, y'all understand. You know what I'm saying? It used to be boxing after dark and all that good stuff. That's when it was, you know what I'm saying? You catch James, Tony and them out there in their prime, whooping up on people and all that good stuff. But, you know, I'm very interested to see who's going to be the fill-in for this Jake Paul fight. That's what I really want to see right now. So as of right now, I don't think they got nobody locked in, but Netflix ain't gonna let. But come on, man. If we've been waiting for them for the past 4 months, the fight was supposed to be next Saturday. What the 14th? That's next week or next Friday. You get what I'm saying? So, like, come on, man. You gonna throw something? Watch what I tell y'all. They gonna try to slide some tomato can in there and just think that just because it's on Netflix, we supposed to fall for it. Nah, man. If it's canceled, it's canceled. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Who would y'all like to see Jake Paul fight? I mean, I don't think they should stop the fight. I don't care if he got some charges. That's his business. Let that man go out there and fight and make some money to fight these cases. Come on, Sheik, the Iron Sheik, or whoever got this thing going, man. It's got to be them. You know what I'm saying? Like, what y'all doing, man? Let's get this thing going. We ain't got nothing to do next week. Y'all done messed it up, man. I know FanDuel and everybody else hot with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all messing up the money, man. Come on now. Tell me what y'all think, man. I'm getting hot now. I got to get up. I'm in the red room. You know what I'm saying? This is where I let off my steam at, up in the red room. But y'all put it in the comments, man. Tell me what y'all think. This whole thing got canceled. Do y'all think they should have canceled the fight just because, Gervonta allegedly a couple females or his baby mamas or whatever? That's his business, man. You know what I'm saying? We want to see the fight. And if it ain't no real contender, we don't want to see nobody jump in the ring with him. We don't want to see nobody retired. We don't want to see nobody over the hill. We don't want to see another tomato can. Y'all heard it here first, man. Straight Shoota podcast, baby. Gone.